If you had to pick one, would you rather be skilled or talented? Once you got your answer, share your answer with somebody nearby and give you some eye contact. That's how you know they're willing to talk to you.
Skill, yes. Skill, yeah. Skilled is the way to go. Without skill, you can't be talented.
That's good.
Okay.
You gotta learn how to do it.
Because skills are always in the thing. They always in the thing. Talent, you know, like, I know from talent people that's homeless right now.
Take the first steps.
But skills are always in the thing.
Get there.
It's always in the
The
thing.
talent come out on,
Like,
on their own.
think about it this way.
They're
I'm in a carpenter, you know.
Skill.
That's a skill.
You won't need it
I'm an electrician.
in the beginning.
All right, everybody, you answered your question?
I always been a plumber,
All right.
you know.
Misha, you up there by yourself? Okay. You asked Yolanda. Okay, I was just making sure. That's my job as the facilitator of this conference. There you go. Don't believe me like that. Oh, I'm over here. We know. All right. So the question, ladies, did you all hear the question? Okay. So the question is, if you had to choose one, you have to tell the other person. If you had to choose one, which one would you pick? To be skilled or to be talented? To be skilled or to be talented? You have to pick one.
Yeah,
Okay.
skill.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell somebody around you. All right. So we're bringing it on in. All right. If you said skill, raise your hand. Okay. What I tell you. Okay. All right. Talented, raise your hand.
All right, look at us.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
What's your answer?
Oh man.
Charles was first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I said I would definitely prefer to be talented. I think I can accumulate skills.
Okay.
I can't accumulate talents. Talents are, and so as someone who feels like people have prescribed the label talented to me, it is something that requires me to discover how to manage it, because talent has collateral.
Break that. Don't just please. Yeah, break that.
Okay.
Full transparency. This is not a surprise, one of my abilities is I know how to use my words. That's the end of the sentence. And so there have been times in my life, as somebody who's really talented at using words, where I have talked people to death without realizing it. So that talent has collateral. If I'm skilled, I feel like I could just, because you accumulate skill in context.
Okay.
Talent just moves throughout the house, moves throughout relationships. And so when I've had ill intent, my talent got doors open. Which is why I vowed to try to use my talent to do something transformational. But I had to learn how to manage that. And there are people who have been collateral of my learning curve.
My.
And so
Okay.
I still would prefer to be talented, though, because that's my individual and unique, customized contribution to wherever I am.
So I'll tell y'all, because there was no wrong answer, I don't believe. And Rob is the questions guy. He always has questions. He has a card game for questions. That's really, really good. Yep, you should definitely get it. It's amazing. But I looked over him and I said, I feel like everybody's gonna choose skill. I chose talent as well. Because I do, like Dr. Charles said, I do feel that skill can be learned. I've learned a few skills, photography being one of them. I'm still learning that skill. But my eye for seeing things is a talent. I had to fine tune through learning a skill, but the talent had to be there.
Wow. Yes.
So, and I think a lot of times, it's the same way with acting. Chris talked about me being in 5 movies. I'm auditioning for this other role now. We're doing a series that I'm pulling Rob in on. He's acting in it as well. But talent to act is a talent that I've always wanted to do. I go to acting class to learn the skill of acting. The talent is there. So it's like how I view it is talent is this big blob, and then skill is the precision of that blob to make it become what it needs to become. But I can get skill over time. You don't get the blob of talent just because I keep working at something. Wow. You know how many people said when they were in middle school, Wayne has been my boy, my best friend since 10th grade of high school. I'm a loyalist, as you can tell. I lock in with people, and we just work through good and bad times. That's just what we do, right? Won't leave each other. That's a bar. But one of the things is, Wayne, super gifted in sports. He was more gifted in sports than I was. We could play sports. But you know how many people said that I want to go to the NBA in middle school? You know how many people said I'm going to go to the NBA in high school? Right? It is a talent that they have, but then they have to, over time, work that talent to get the skill. And a lot of times we don't have the discipline to work the skill. So your discipline doesn't match your own desire.
That's good, baby.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's all right. That was good. That was real good.
I think the root of the question for me takes me to like what I define those two terms. Side one is skill. How do I define someone who is skilled beyond other people? How do they get that skill? And on the other side, it's talent. Where did that talent come from? How did they get that skill? So for me, my answer is skill. I believe like some of the champions of the world, some of the most successful people in the world, we don't always know their story well. And we look at them and I'll see you as a great photographer, right? I'll see you as a great speaker. And I go, oh, they're just so talented. I don't always go, they're skilled. I'm ignoring the amount of hours you put in. I'm ignoring how you study to learn it and why you're doing it. I just see the glory of where you are right now. So for me, I go skilled because a very skilled person can be touted as talented.
That's good.
For me,
That's good.
that's where I go.
Or the other way around.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer. I think we're talking about the same thing. But the reason why I think the question is a good like appetizer to get you into the depth of the conversation is, how do you see yourself in your commas? Is it a skill or is it a talent?
I'm about to roll it.
Right? Like,
Yep.
if that thing that you do, the thing that you can't get out of your mind, the thing that's in your spirit, the thing that you started an LLC for, or what if it's a talent, somebody might go, oh, you know what you should do? Or you might go, you know I can make some money? Or you know what would be really fun or cool? But if you put hours in that thing, like we put hours in our thing, low key, one of the reasons why I'm gonna be consistent in and not run away when it gets ugly and that storm hits and that winter comes and it's suffering, it's because I gotta leave here with something. I've been up, I've been down, and it might be where it is, where it's down, but I gotta make this work because I'm invested to. This is for me how I see myself. Someone else might go, my talent comes from. So I would not want to waste that gift. It's bigger than me. So it can get us to the same place. How we get there. I just want to remind you that whether you are skilled or you're talented, there's a reason why you can't stop it.
All right.
And if you can quit it, then you probably shouldn't. If you can quit doing the thing that you're skilled or talented at, then you should. Go ahead.
That is so good.
Good stuff.
That is so good.
I'm about to run. So my question to us is, where does this appetizer take your mind, your energy, or your spirit from this part of where we are? What comes up?
I think for me, the thing that kind of comes up initially is that I have a lot of talents, right? And some talents I can't quit. Certain skills that I can't quit as much as I want to quit them desperately. Try to. Ask God, please. Lord. Told people no. Turned down engagements. No, I'm not. I don't want to do that, Chris. I just want to go to church. I want to church and chill.
Church
No,
and
but
chill.
but I do think for me it was just the. But then what I did is that as you were talking, every skill, every talent that I have, I looked at the foundation of that, and the foundation of that is my connection with people. Every skill and talent that I have is to serve people in some shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
It's serving people and creativity.
Okay. Give me some more of that.
Yeah, we were having a conversation while we've been on the strip about the thing that you have discovered. I was fortunate enough to spend some time driving up the coast with some guys, and we all grabbed cameras and we drove up the road. We used that exercise because we were trying to really capture the idea of what happens when you put the same instrument in different people's hands. And that was gifted to me.
Oh, yeah.
My guy friends. And so we did that, but the question that was introduced while we were all holding the same instrument was, what's your thing? And just because we're holding the same instrument doesn't mean that we have the same thing.
Right.
And so what's springing up for me is how we can have the same things, not true, how we can have the same instruments and have access to the same stuff.
Different.
But do we have the courage to discover our own individual thing? So for me, that's what's springing up. And so we talked about how I've been able to lean into fitness, you've been able to lean into content, Adrian's leaning into the images and capturing and preaching and ministry, all that stuff. I said, hey man, I think I found my thing. Yep. And when you said, if you can stop, stop it. It says to me, too many people are stuck on the stuff that they stopped. Does that make sense to you? Right? Like, that's the thing. And I'm saying, the sooner you get from the stuff that you stopped.
Oh, is that it?
Back here.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you,
Oh, yeah. Oh, we know.
as soon as you can move past the stuff that you stopped,
Stuff that you
the more
stopped.
time you can spend finding your thing. I would say that actually, you know you're on the pathway to success when you've accumulated a lot of stuff you learned to stop. Does that make sense? Like you know, so you know the amount of progress that you're making, based on the number of things that you've decided to stop.
All
But you
right.
can't stop what you haven't started.
All right.
Does this make sense to you? So you have to start and stop in order to get to where you can't stop?
Yeah.
Am I moving too fast?
Yes. No.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what's springing up for me. I'm trying to get off of it. But, so if you're stuck in the stuff that you stopped, you're also not starting.
A new thing.
So some
Anything.
stuff has to stop in order for you to make room for the stuff that you need to start so that you can start enough stuff to find the thing you can't stop. Is this making sense? I'm just trying to, so I feel like I've been through enough
Oh yeah.
starting stops
Man.
Starting
to
stop.
find my thing. And people are probably hating on me because I learned how to start stop really fast.
Stop really fast.
Okay, that's all. That's what I meant.
What is it?
Come on, Rob. Let
What
me
is
hear
it? You got it. You got it.
If you haven't followed us on Instagram or YouTube, this is what we do. And as much as we're doing it in public, in this physical space, we also have brought it to the internet. And as much as people might be able to hear something or be encouraged, or it's really us. Like, yo, you got me today. How many of y'all have seen one of us cry on our live? Yeah, because in here, we're just literally going in real life doing the thing that we really do in our friendship and then in front of cameras. And while this is something that we might have talent or skill in, how much money have we made from that?
0.
So what I'm saying is there's some things that you might have skill in, that you're passionate about, that is effective for you and or the community that you serve. And it might not bear the fruit that you think it should. This is good, you're gonna get some money from this. It might not be the money. Doesn't mean you shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
That's a word.
I'm about to run.
Run
Raise
on.
your hand if you've ever
Run
felt
on, bro.
the call or the tug to do a thing that maybe you were bold or scared to do, and it didn't turn out, the vision of the fruit hasn't come yet. Anybody? In the right room.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
There are places in our multifaceted, multi-interested, multi-dimensional identities, and you're like, well, this isn't working, so you switch into the other thing because the fruit that you think should have come in that season didn't arrive in that season. So you're like, let me switch and pivot.
Wow.
Because you're looking at the wrong fruit.
Yeah.
You might have thought like I thought, I'm gonna get rich as hell off of this one.
Didn't happen.
And the richness didn't look like a bank account.
Yes, sir.
It looked like a brotherhood.
All right. All right.
I'm about to run.
All right.
Somebody smart said that your network is your net worth. Your net worth is in your
Network.
and if you got a good one, there are times where if I pulled up my Wells Fargo account, based on the work that I've been putting into the world, it does not reflect the fruits of my labor. But I'm looking in the wrong account.
Right.
I'm a content creator. I post a video every day since January 9, 2021. My father passed December 25th, 2020. Christmas 2020. That death was also a transition because I was putting out children's music. If you've known me that long, you would have known that was my second attempt at doing children's music after pursuing a career in my 20s doing R&B music in the room with some of the greatest artists. You probably got them in your phone. There's probably a song on your phone that I was either in the studio working on or I actually wrote on that thing and it doesn't have my name on it. And then COVID came. And this idea that I have for a children's TV show and something healthy I literally called it Healthy Entertainment. That's the name of the company. I put out songs for families, specifically moms, who don't like the annoying kid songs. They want some quality music. And I got one of my friends who's one of my favorite vocalists. Like when I first met him, he made me cry because I heard his voice and I was like, what the heck are you? And we built a friendship. He's one of my best friends, Mac Royals. He was on The Voice. He's the voice of the character. I was like, we can't lose with this one. The other producer his name is Bluetooth, another one of my best friends. I've known him for over 20 years. He's a phenomenal musician. He made the beat for No Air. He's right now probably in the studio with Dr. Dre today, right now. Like, he's one of those coldest. You couldn't tell me in 2019, 2020 that we weren't going to be rich off of these children's songs. Mac's father died, he moved back to Little Rock. My father died. Bluetooth was going through some financial stuff. And we left the mission unfulfilled. Right? More than the bank account, more than the finished product, the business plan get to fruition and running the full play for 5 years. What I know is I wasn't wrong about the idea. And I did everything I was supposed to do. And I have to be able to let that go. So one of my talents is to let dead things be dead.
Oh, wow.
That's one of my gifts.
Yep. Dead is dead.
As a friend, have you seen it?
I have seen it.
Dead
That's
is
dead.
dead.
I'm done with it. Let's grieve it. Let's bury it. Let's move on. Because the longer I sit here trying to resurrect and resuscitate this friendship, this relationship, this business idea, this gift, let it lay there. I'm going here. But the thing that I won't stop doing, and I haven't stopped doing, is content. I'm not balling off of content because that ain't dead yet.
Oh.
Wow.
Yep.
I can see when it's still got some life in it.
Absolutely.
Somebody in this place, somebody watching this, might be calling something that you think is alive and well. You're calling it alive and well, but it's really dead. And you didn't kill it. There also might be things in your life that are dead, and you keep staying in a relationship with it like it's alive. And that's okay too. But I don't want my friends to let me be in a relationship with a thing that is dead like it's alive. Let's call it what it is.
Dead.
Time of death is.
Dead. Dead.
Call it. Call it. We were in a session for Charles this week for men. And one of these young men got up there, because we have a space for men only. Only men can be in this space that we are sharing honestly. So if you believe that men don't talk, that's a lie. They lied to you. Men do talk. And we was in there sharing deeply for 2 hours in a barbershop. And one of the young men talked about how he had lost his grandmother and how he felt like it was a failure because he could not resuscitate her. Wow. And he was trying to give her mouth to mouth and trying to pump on her chest so much that he felt her sternum break. Imagine the grief, feeling of after I've tried to bring life back into someone that I love dearly. Wow. I felt her sternum break under my pressure. And in that room, he called it a failure. And then as a facilitator, I asked the room, how many of you, by a show of hands, after hearing the story, heard more than a failure, you heard a series of successes?
Yeah.
And the whole room of men, from age 8 to probably like 80 something was in there. Everybody raised their hand like, I don't think that's a failure, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're calling things a failure when they're actually full of successes. Just because it didn't go the way you thought it should, or what you prayed for, or what you drew on your paper, or that someone told you or prophesied into your life. It's a success in the thing that you think is a failure.
Mm-hmm.
And it might not go the way you want it to go, but it's still a success. Where does that take y'all?
For a loop, huh?
I genuinely want to know where your thoughts are, because I know I feel it for me right now, but where is this for you?
I don't want to talk to you.
Let me close it.
Yeah, we close on this. So you can go ahead and then Wayne. For me, it has to be with me pastoring. I felt like I failed in how when I left. It was a gear in me that I couldn't hit anymore. 2018, my stepfather passes away. 2 months after that, my father dies in a car wreck. 6 or 7 months later, my oldest brother dies to lung cancer. There was a hope that I used to preach with that I couldn't preach with no more. And then when you have a church looking at you for direction and you don't know where you're going, I couldn't feel anymore. Drew, my security guy, I was just talking to him this past week. He would come and pick me up. So I had my truck. He stayed in a subdivision next to mine. So he would drive over, park his car. He had a key to my truck. He would crank up the truck. He had the code to my house, comes in. And normally I'm up, I'm ready to go. After those deaths, he would walk into my house. I'd still be sitting still sitting in the road. And I would be asking him, like, you sure I gotta preach today? I ain't got nothing to say. Open up the Bible, read the Bible, feel like you ain't hearing nothing. And I really felt that I failed. But then time just has a way of revealing what we thought was a funeral really became a delivery room.
All right.
Because where I watched that particular area of ministry die. But I knew 2 months, I knew 2 years before I left Huntsville, I was supposed to leave Huntsville. I was disobedient. I was so comfortable, I didn't want to go.
When should I go?
When should I go? I moved my mom and my stepfather to Huntsville because I was trying to recreate a love for that city.
Oh, yeah.
I started creating businesses in that city to give me other projects to do. So it'll give me a love for the city again. I just didn't know where I was gonna go. And here is the caveat. It's not that I didn't know where I was going to go. I knew where God was calling me. I was too afraid
To go.
So when we start talking about doing it scared, do it scared is Chris's baby. Chris gave me a word during this process. Chris gave me a word. He says, you just gotta get your body to catch up to what your spirit already telling you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll never forget it. Like he said it and I was like, shut up. Right? Because, and I just kept trying to start stuff. But then I realized, I went through this but I remember the Lord clearly told me, clear as day, he says, the problem of you not wanting to leave Huntsville is because you're afraid you're gonna grieve. And you don't want to grieve again. But then the Lord told me, he says, if you don't go, you're gonna grieve either way.
Yep.
If you go, you're gonna grieve what you've known. If you don't go, you're gonna grieve what you did not know.
Yep.
You're going to grieve either way. You just decide which side of grief you're gonna be on. The grief of the known or the grief of the unknown. And a lot of us right now sitting in these seats are those that are streaming. literally are grieving the unknown because you're too afraid to take the next step. Yep. Jacob Banks has a song called "The Devil I Know" versus "The Devil I Don't." And a lot of us are so familiar with the devil we know, so you keep dancing with it because you are so afraid to dance with the devil you don't know.
All right.
And I'm using that as an analogy. I don't want you dancing with no devil. But what I'm saying is you don't want to go into the unknown because it's so unfamiliar to you. And so I think for me, Rob, this whole concept of I felt that I failed as a pastor. I felt like I failed the people. Everybody asked me, do I miss pastoring? Of course I miss pastoring. I love people. That's not a facade. That's not something I just put on. I literally love serving people. I never say never when it comes to me pastoring again. I think what we're building in this space right here is an area of pastoring.
There you go.
This is for sure ministry. It just looks very different. And I do think that this is what the call of God is now. I don't want to get too prophetic in this, but what you don't realize that you're sitting in the middle of what God is birthing next.
Amen.
We are in the delivery room right now.
Come on in the room.
And sometimes, if you take a moment to pause while you're crying at the graveyard site of your failure, you will open up your eyes and realize you're at the bedside to your next birthday.
All right. All right.
But we spend so much time, and that's what I did. I spent years crying over it, making connections and reaching out to people and talking to people that I probably shouldn't even been talking to because I just went in a good space. And I look back over the past 3 or 4 years of my life like it was a haze. Don't really know. But now as the dust is settling, confidence coming back, get stronger mentally. And you just get to a point where you just like, you know what, like, I'm good. But it comes at a place of you being okay with the death that you thought was a death. And the reality of it is, it was. It's gonna be more. And there's some stuff that just needs to die.
Absolutely.
Because even that allows some things to die in me so that I can become the version of myself that I need to be for the next season of my life.
Yeah.
The old me can't carry the new baby.
Right. Right. Right.
The old me would have dropped the new baby. The old me would have aborted the new baby. The old me gonna mismanage the new baby. The old me gonna, I'm just gonna do something dumb because I did not think things through. I rolled on charismatic and not disciplined. Rolled on the fact that, oh yeah, I can do that, cool. But then not living in my own truth of what I feel. Denying what I felt. Telling myself I'm okay when you're really not. So that's what it took me. I love you too, brother. I know we gotta move on, but. All right. So let's do this. This is how our conversations go. But I'm gonna tell you the common thread. If you were here, raise your hand if you were here last year. I love y'all, by the way. Twins, I love y'all. Thank y'all. Twins flew. They fly from Oakland to come here. I met them at a church that I preach at in Oakland, and they've been rocking with me since. But I say that to say, I want y'all to identify with something. Last year, did we not have a session like this last year? Yeah. It was Wayne and Rick. You all see sessions like this with me and Chris all the time. Yeah. What am I telling you? For one, I value brotherhood. I value community. Mm-hmm. And I honestly think you should too.
Absolutely.
Here is what I'm telling you before Rob comes and before Wayne comes. I'm telling you this, that what we're building right now with Commas is we're about to build a real community.
Absolutely.
And I literally just talked to, now we're finna get into this, but I literally talked to one of my closest friends, Joshua Smith, who's a certified counselor. I trust Joshua with my life as a counselor. He counsels my mother. That's how much I trust him. When my mother was dealing with grief of a passing of her husband, as much as my stepfather was amazing to me, he was an amazing husband to my mother. He counseled my mother. I asked him, I was like, yo, I said, I'm building this community, bro, and I need a resident counselor for creatives and for people that when they have issues within. Why are we searching for people in certain spaces to be like, oh, I need help with this, and let me go Google this? That should be a community that you can reach out to.
Yeah.
If I need a creative director, because now you've saved up your money to get a real creative director, why don't we reach out to Justin within our community and say we're going to hire Justin? When I need somebody to come facilitate and create a safe space of questions and so forth and so on, why don't I reach out to Mr. Howard? I believe that this is what church was originally supposed to be.
Work at that.
It's community.
Community, togetherness.
That's all. When he talks about the body of Christ, it's all community. It's our ability to come together.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I gotta go because I'm about to get. So,
Your house, bro.
no, we gotta be mindful of time. We gotta get out here at a certain time, because we got some stuff that I'm gonna give to y'all before we leave, and because we got to come back next year. Amen. So I want to be good. I don't want them saying, "Nah, y'all can't," because y'all acted a fool. Okay. Let me do this because I want y'all to hear this man's accolades and so forth and so on. So if you'll stand to your feet again, y'all know how we do it.
Yo!
Yeah, y'all know what's up.
Oh.
Y'all know what's up. And after Rob, we have one more.
Robert Howard is an entrepreneur, a facilitator, an author, a content creator, a photographer, and so much more. An LA native and lifelong Inglewood resident, Rob is passionate about helping people communicate, connect, and heal. He has brought immeasurable value to countless people around the country and internationally with speaking at keynotes and panels, leading group trainings, through workshops at conferences and for businesses, and facilitating circles. With more than 300,000 social media followers, he has posted a question every day for over 4 years to help people have more meaningful conversations and self-reflect. He sells merch with a message of love, positivity, and healing. His secret goal is to produce an edutaining show for children and children's music. Commas family, please welcome Robert Howard.
Whoa!